My best friend is marrying my ex-boyfriend. I 25 female have known my best friend Lily 25 female since the first grade. We grew up with each other, we even used to live right next door to each other. She's always been there for me. In high school, Alex and I dated for almost 3 years, from freshman year to the summer before junior year. He was in the year ahead of me, and we got together fast. However, after months of love bombing turned into 2 years worth of emotional NSA, I finally told Lily that I needed away from Alex. She made sure I got away from him, reported him and had him expelled anonymously. I never went into detail with her about what he had done to me, so maybe that's what I did to deserve this. After high school, Lily moved up north for college. We kept in touch and are still very close. She decided to live there after she graduated, even though she comes down to see me every other weekend. Lily had told me a month ago that she and her long-distance boyfriend were engaged and asked me to be her maid of honor with this huge gift she sent me through the mail. Of course I said yes. With the gift, she told me they would move to my city within the next month or so, because it was always our dream of living by each other and raising our kids as neighbors. I've never met her boyfriend. I never really asked to, because she was happy, and from all the things I've heard about him, he was a gentleman and treated her like a queen. Lily would call him Al, so nothing clicked until this morning when I saw his full name on the wedding invitation, with the photo of she and him on the back. I called her to make sure that was him, that she knew it was him, and to my surprise, she did. She told me that he never mistreated her or betrayed her in any way, not even a raise in voice once. She told me he changed, but I was baffled. I asked her what about what he did to me, and she said I guess he didn't want to change for you. I was fuming. I told her I may reconsider being the maid of honor, and she blew up at me, saying that she's always been there for me and that I was a terrible friend, but she never once told me about this. She never told me who he was, though I should have asked. I know I should have told her back then, but when it happened, I had no idea how to even express it all. I have no idea what to do. From the comments, is it weird you never asked? Sure. Is it also weird that your best friend never said a thing up until her engagement? Yes. Is it weird that she dated and is engaged to your ex that she knows mistreated you? High school or not? Yes. This is my opinion and what I would do in your situation. I would cut my losses. Her little snide comment about not wanting to change for you shows enough. If my friend dated someone who emotionally abused me to the point that I need to be separated from him like you did, I would be done with her. I never asked because I never had reason to. She gave me enough info to be okay with him and their relationship, to not question it. We planned to meet once, but I lost my father suddenly and she thought it wouldn't be the best idea anymore. That was a year ago. She never asked again about meeting. I made an update this morning regarding everything. Update. Thank you all for the advice. I haven't gotten to read all of them just yet, but I wanted to make an update here right now because I'm not sure if I will later. I sent a message to Lily last night before bed that I don't feel comfortable attending the wedding because of him. And what she said to me. She didn't respond, so I went to bed. At around 5 this morning, she called me and asked me if she could come see me and that it's urgent. I had no idea what to say, so I said if he's not with you, okay. About 2 hours later, she was at my house. I knew something was off, but I didn't know until we sat down. We talked over coffee. She admitted to keeping it a secret because she didn't want me to feel triggered, and honestly didn't think it'd work out in the end like this. I told her you still dated my abuser, and she got quiet after that for a minute or two before she apologized over and over again for it, and then told me what he did after I sent her that message last night. I don't want to be too detailed, but Alex wasn't happy at all with my message, and took it out on Lily. He got worse when she made a remark about how she was the one who got him expelled, and it only got worse. She came here as soon as she could because she had nowhere else to go and she couldn't stay with him anymore. She told me it was me he really wanted and was just marrying her to get to me. She also told me things he did before all of this that apparently never waved any red flags in front of her when it happened. But she was in love. I couldn't really blame her. She's breaking off the engagement as I type this. She's blocking him on everything and doesn't plan on going back to get the rest of her stuff. I told her she can stay for a while, but I don't think I can go back to how we were before. She understands and hasn't said anything else about it, only thanking me for helping her. I told her I was just being there for her. She's a teacher and plans to transfer to the school here and get her own place within the next few weeks. I told her she didn't have to rush, but she didn't want to burden me anymore. But I don't think we can be friends after this. I can't forgive her. She had no remorse whatsoever saying that stuff to me, hiding who she was dating behind my back because it was him. But right now, I have to be the better person and be there for her because she was there for me too. This is going to be my only update. I don't think I can make another one, given everything. but thank you for all of your support and advice. It means so much to me, and I hope that anyone who may go through this, or something similar at least, that you find peace as well. I haven't found it just yet, but I'll find it soon enough. We'll both find it. Thank you all again. Final update. Since the last update, Lily had moved into her own apartment closer to her new job, which was across town. I hadn't spoken to her since the day she moved out, about 2 weeks ago. She only stayed with me for a few days, though I offered to help. She told me she appreciated it, but didn't want to be a burden. Many of you told me to watch out for her, which I did for my own sake. She's texted me a couple times, reaching out, but I haven't responded. I don't plan to. What she did absolutely destroyed me and our friendship, and I don't ever plan to take her back in my life. However, something happened. She called me at 1 a.m. last night, asking to stay on the phone with me until she calmed down. I was confused and asked what was going on, but she just kept talking about the weather and how she was doing good at her new job. It didn't take me long to realize that she was only talking to keep herself safe. After about 10-ish minutes, she whispered he's gone, and after another minute, she started to tell me what was going on. Apparently, Alex had broke into her apartment and tried to reason with her, trying to get back together with her. She told him no and he kept begging, to the point the begging turned into threats and coercion. I'm not going to go into details for everyone's sake, especially hers, but she called me and he stopped at once. He ended up leaving and she called the cops after she got off the phone with me. A cop stayed at her apartment with her in case he came back, but he ended up getting arrested anyways for driving with a suspended license. I hadn't talked to Lily much since. I swore that what she did was unforgivable and that I could never take her back. But I've checked up on her, given everything that happened, and have told her that even though we aren't friends, I don't want her to feel like she's alone, especially in emergencies. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if something even worse happened to her because I didn't answer her call. We aren't friends, but girls protect girls no matter what. I just wanted to give this final update for my own sake and clarity, maybe spread awareness. I'm honestly not so sure. Again, thank you for the advice and hopefully, I won't have to update again. Son's father disappeared 2 years ago, radio silence, now I find his podcast acting like we don't exist. So, after a brief relationship, summer fling, I found out I was 10 weeks pregnant. After years of being told I was incapable of conceiving, surprised I told the sperm supplier, and after some back and forth regarding termination, he basically convinced me we could do it together even if the relationship didn't continue on romantically, it would be fine. Spoiler alert, it wasn't lol his great idea to do a gender reveal on Christmas Eve, at his family gathering, yet a few months later, while we were trying to find a place to live, he tells me he's moving in with a buddy from his team and I will just have to figure it out on my own at 7.5 months pregnant. Come to find out he met someone new and that was the real reason. Drama ensues. Even after the birth, the new girlfriend clearly is making it her mission to keep him away from his child, and me obviously lol. So after serving me court papers shortly after baby was born, he waits a whole year and a half to drag me through court claiming I wouldn't allow him access to his son. Complete BS. I even moved an hour away from my family to the city he and his family lived in to be closer, easier for him. He consistently made up lies about me, painting me as a horrible person, mother, etc. Yet multiple instances of him showing up unannounced, high and drunk, late at night, while on probation for drug charges he got way before we met. He had 6 months of supervised visits, then 1-year court-ordered visits. Many times he would cancel or make me drive 40 minutes to drop off suddenly. He completely disappears. No explanation. My son was 3.5 years old at this point. I had, and still have no clue what to tell him when he asks about his dad, and to my surprise I recently found out the deadbeat in question has moved his new girlfriend and their 2 kids to the States from Canada to play hockey in the Federal Hockey League. No call, text, card, not even for birthdays or Christmas for 2 years. I rarely get child support, I can't count on it, and the amount is still based on him being unemployed, so way below what someone driving a 100K vehicle should be paying. Icing on the cake. He's trying to become a famous enforcer, fighter, trainer as well, shamelessly self-promoting, gaining a following, talks about how he's a family man and doing it for his family, started a podcast with a notoriously criminal co-host, and doesn't even acknowledge he has another child in Canada, claiming in interviews and other public forums he has 2 kids. He has 3. Our son will one day find this and I can't imagine how utterly heartbreaking it will be for him to hear. I'm at a loss. I wonder how his fans would feel knowing this. I know I definitely would not support anyone who I knew treated their own small child this way. I have spoken to a lawyer, but as I only am able to get legal aid, I'm not holding my breath. Our son should be afforded just as good of life as his other kids, and being a single mom, in one of the most unaffordable cities in Canada, with little support, our son is losing out. He is an insanely talented athlete, yet I'm unable financially to give him the classes and training he needs to excel. I just want things made right, and I can only imagine the smear campaign heading my way if, when I bring this to light. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. From the comments, you can let him pretend and get a steady stream of child support, or out him and ruin him and he can't pay child support. Life is full of tough choices, ain't it? This is the dilemma, I guess. Lol, I'm definitely watching and waiting. Bigger they get, harder they fall, right? Plus I have a feeling if I go the legal route he will most likely continue the charade. Still don't see what his end game is with keeping a child secret though. Either he didn't think that far ahead or doesn't think it's going to bite him in the ass.